5.
Yeah, no, the left is though. You can take the left and pop it through it, right?
Eric upgraded his airplane to 120.
Well, we made you what you wanted to do when you said you told us you were
Like
pretty.
to see that now as he is taking his place on the I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Eric as we get things started here as part of his routine. He is from a pilot. He's a pilot trained, but is a very talented air show pilot.
We already interacted too much last night, so.
He will perform often double duty
Won't tell anybody what you left at the night.
his power on this plane, but his dead
Here,
stick
Conway 36, clear for
And
takeoff.
all of the EAA AirVenture participants, we're going to ask you to join in the show and the party today. We'd like to see you become a part of the IAC and do it by scoring on www.aerobatic.com the sequence that you're about to see. So if you get a chance, while you're watching this beautiful display by Jeff Boerboon in the ARA Integral R, he's flying the IAC Sportsman sequence. Pull up your phones and type in www.aerobatic.com/IAC and score this flight. You'll be able at the end of the flight to score based upon the perfection level that you see. So what we're looking for are very straight lines, perfect 45s, and perfectly round looping portions. Jeff is the current IAC national champion in the unlimited category, and he's demonstrating this all-new ARA Integral R, which is intended to be a wonderful training aircraft as well as sportsman level capable competition airplane. It's all carbon fiber. It's an evolution of a French airplane that was designed many years ago, built out of steel and wood. But this one is all carbon fiber. You can see these smooth lines, perfectly round loops that Jeff is flying. In the IAC, we deduct points whenever a loop isn't perfectly round, whenever a line isn't perfectly vertical, and whenever a 45 line on a diagonal isn't perfectly 45. It's how we learn and instill precision in our aerobatic flying. Ultimately, many IACers go on to become airshow pilots, and these maneuvers that Jeff is demonstrating are the fundamentals of aerobatic flying that every airshow pilot learns before they get up and do the tremendous routines that you've seen from others today.
That creates a fantastic baseline of skills that you need to get into the air show world, and I think the IAC, the International Aerobatic Club, is a fantastic place to start those. If you're interested in learning aerobatics, go to IAC.org, and you can find a school near you using their convenient search feature.
Watch as Jeff demonstrates the 2-point goal here. We look for those points to be perfectly horizontal. If he stops a little early, there's a downgrade. Think about it as a half a point to a 1-point downgrade if you see a bobble or a stop that's not perfectly horizontal. And Jeff pushes to a 45. Again, we'd be looking for a perfect 45. And then he'll put a 5/8 loop on it here. And we want to see that loop be perfectly round. In IAC, we also look for these loops to be wind corrected. So Jeff's fighting a pretty stiff wind up there, and you can notice that no matter the wind, he's showing that looping segment to be perfectly round.
It's amazing that he's got the skill to extract all this performance out of an airplane that he's only spent a couple of hours in maybe leading up to this, and that just shows the skill level that Jeff is at and the performance of the Integral R.
Ultimately, the IAC's principal mission is instilling safety in the performance of aerobatics. And these maneuvers, you can see Jeff flying a little bit higher than what you see some of the airshow pilots are flying. In the IAC, we have different height limits as skills progress from beginner to ultimate unlimited level capabilities. In the sportsman category that Jeff is flying, typically we have a floor of about 800 feet. Jeff will bring it down a little bit lower here to demonstrate to the crowd where you can see what he's performing.
Yeah, being the judges are really as close as they can possibly get to the aerobatics, that altitude plays a factor in what they can see. So we're always looking for these downgrades, bobbles, changes in radius. Jeff's doing a great job of not giving us much to look at, so hopefully he's going to have high scores at the end of this routine.
Again, you'll be able to score, Jeff, and we'll compare your scores to IAC judge scores after the conclusion of the flight. Again, www.acrowrx.com/IAC. Please go there. And after the demonstration, Both Jeff and Mike Lents will be flying next. We'll be at the IAC Pavilion, the Vicky Cruise Pavilion, as Jeff finishes his flight there with a little wing wag to say goodbye. They'll be at the IAC Pavilion to sign autographs and introduce you to the IAC and answer any questions that you have, and we certainly welcome you there and hope you'll have a chance to come by during the week.
Greg, is there any requirement for somebody to come and be an assistant judge or maybe even a grading judge at a contest?
First of all, we welcome anyone that's interested in aerobatics, that's interested in aviation, to join the IAC, to attend an IAC event, a contest, or a practice. Here's Mike overhead. He's just about to dive into the box with his intermediate sequence. This is a category one level above what Jeff was flying. You'll see a few more things. He'll do a snap roll on top of a loop. Some things that are introduced in the intermediate category. But yeah, Rob, we certainly invite everyone to join. Ultimately, to become a judge, we have some training and experience requirements. They're fairly easy to meet, but really what we're looking for are judges who can grade contestants very consistently, finding the same errors and the same flaws in the flight. Mike does a spin here. It's called a 1.5 turn spin. Power off, you stall the airplane, you add some rudder, creates differential lift on the wings.
He's pulled the 45 with a 2 and 4. We're at those points. 1 point. We're looking for the second point there. He's completed it. Now he's got to drive a line, make the same length. After that last roll, as he said before, the first roll on the pole. Now he set the vertical down line, building energy, airspeed, and trading that altitude. For the next maneuver, my favorite, the avalanche. This is a loop with a full snap at the top of the loop. Now, if you're grading on the ground, what we're looking for is that the location of that snap is perfectly placed at the top of the fluid and corrected loop. Let's see how he does. Big kick, big push. Hey, there he goes. Nice rotation there, Mike. Great job. Now he's got to finish off that loop, make those radiuses the same as he finishes into the wind. Nice job.
I think it will. I think it will. The snap roll was perfectly in the center of that loop again. All those figures and the loops round in this one is fixed it. When you see that hammer, how it went almost airplane length. But it just shows you how strong that thing is. Look at these rolls that Mike's performing at Decathlon. Mike is known to be the super decathlon expert. He's flying an American champion super decathlon up there. It's a wonderful training aircraft and a wonderful competition aircraft.
And comparing it to the Integral R, the Integral R has 215 horsepower. Mike only has 180, so he's at a bit of a disadvantage, but he's still flying an excellent routine that's actually slightly more complicated than what we saw from Jeff.
Yeah, he has about 2,500 hours in this airplane. He knows this thing inside and out. No one flies a decathlon better.
Oh, no, and he's been somebody to model because he's moved up in the IAC competition world in the categories in that airplane. He's actually flown it in advance. And there.
You notice there, he just did an outside push. He pushed from horizontal all the way up and around that 5/8 loop.
Probably a negative 3G push.
Yeah, maybe as much as 4.5 Gs. That was a good push. There he comes around the top here. You can see that wind pushing him off the vertical.
Now set the vertical down line, finishing with the quarter loop exit right. He's going to go right into another hammerhead. High speed portion here. He's on the downwind, so that's trying to blow him out of the aerobatic box. He's got to hustle into it, drive it all the way vertically, run it out of energy, kick the rudder, pivot around the top. Don't let that wing drop. All right, well done, Mike. Now he's going to exit back in front of us for a rather complicated set of maneuvers here. 3/4 roll and then an opposite 3 of 4. So we're going to count. After he does the 3/4 roll, we want to count 3 points. So here he goes for the 3/4. Now we're looking for 3 points. 1, 2, and 3. Back to level. Nice job, Mike. Driving us into the wind. Not a whole lot of G is needed here to get it up and around because you don't want that radius to be too tight. Now you pull over the top, floating. Now he's setting inverted -1 G as he gets ready for an out. Oh, an inside. No, it is. It's an outside roller. 90 degrees and a full roll of the airplane.
It looks easy. This is probably the hardest maneuver we do to do precisely and accurately. He's rolling right and turning left. This will be the end of the sequence. He'll finish straight away from you and give you another wing wag.
And that wing wag is a salute to the judges on the judging line, thanking them for their volunteering and participation in this process. It takes 16 volunteers on average, 1 competitor in the aerobatic box. So we need you out there to volunteer at IAC contests.
And we want to thank thank ARA for providing their integral R and Mike Julian for providing this wonderful aircraft that Jeff flew. And thank the University of North Dakota for providing the aircraft that Mike flew. Also want to thank Lift Aviation who sponsored both of those pilots. Thanks everyone. Have a great day and go to www.acrowrx.com/IAC. Score the flight and we'll let you know the results later. Bye-bye.
You guys, thank you so much, and they're not lying when they say anyone can join and be a part of IAC. They accepted me. It's great. I will say, being in air shows and announcing a great opportunity was actually going through judges training to understand the maneuvers and the characteristics there. So one of the things we want to do right now as we recover our aerobatic competition pilots right now, a friendly reminder, we do have some gusts out there. So if you do have fly-awayable objects, please make sure they are secure. Umbrellas and other things tend to like the wind, and we don't like them on the runway or near the aircraft. So if you could do that for us, greatly appreciated. So much more coming up in our lineup right now. Again, we are continuing to monitor the weather as we go through. Hopefully we're going to have an opportunity to see some of our agricultural drones